Hello and welcome to our, I think, final week on Microsoft PowerPoint. That's not absolutely set in stone, but I think we're moving to Outlook next week. It'll kind of depend on how class goes. If we get through everything in PowerPoint, because there's a ton of cool stuff, we're going to play with it all this week. So, I have a brand new blank canvas here of a new PowerPoint. So if you're following along, you can get a new PowerPoint. I'm just going to set a cool design because black and white is slightly on the more boring side, and you guys found this really cool. Let's go with that one. New template. It goes really well with what we're doing. So y'all remember DTI, the Dynamic Tails Interactive dog biscuits that make dogs happy. So anyway, we're finally actually doing something with them this week. I have in Microsoft Excel, this is in OneDrive. Let me fly this into your screen. This is a chart. So this bone sales data is in OneDrive, and you can see that there's different sales numbers for which quarter. So you can either, depending on how big you believe this company is, you can make this units or you can make it dollars. I didn't specify. So that's a lot, regardless. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this chart for our first page and we're going to import it into PowerPoint over here. Now, the first thing that I want to do is I want to set this to a blank slide because I want to be able to drag it around the way I want. So I'm just going to delete this. Well, I'm not going to delete the title slide. So here's where the really easy way, and this is the official Google sanctioned way, to insert this chart without copying this data over into PowerPoint. I'm just going to copy the chart. You can either right click on the object. You'll have to make sure that you get the four ways, or you'll be right clicking on part of the object, part of the chart, which we don't want to do. So you should see it. It'll select, all of your different areas here. So I'm going to right click on that, and you can go copy, or you can just select it and go Control C. We're going to go over here and then just right click and choose a paste option. There's a lot of cool ones. You can paste as a picture if you don't want to be able to edit it at all, or you can use destination, theme, and embedded workbook, or link data. We want to link data. So if you're right clicking, go ahead and select the link data. What this does is it creates a link to that PowerPoint file, or I'm sorry, to the Excel file on your computer. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger. So now, when I go to this chart filters, I'm sorry, not the chart filters. Yeah, chart filters. Okay, and I'm going to make this so that you can see what I'm doing over here. Click on it here. Come on. Oh, I have to select it again. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. And now you should be able to see that. Yeah. I'm going to go to the select data down here. This is going to bring up my Excel file. And just for fun, I'm going to switch this. I'm going to hit switch row column. And I'm going to hit OK. Now, that'll actually change how it looks in PowerPoint. This is actually more of how it should look. I think it looks more linear. So you got these two up here, which are selling lots of units, and you got some other stuff down here. Now, I want to do something a little bit fun with this. We're gonna click in here. Let me get that so you can see it again. Yep, and this is just kind of a hover thing again. And I'm just doing this from this object, but we're gonna go to, which one are we gonna go to? Oh, come on, it's in here somewhere. Yeah, here we go, chart elements. It's the plus button. And I want to add a data table. So this will give us the raw numbers for everything. And I'll put it coolly right beneath there. So zoom that back in. So you can see now we've got the numbers here, so that will be good. If you want to edit this chart title, you can do that. You just double click on it or whatever, and we'll call this bone sales for 2014. So that's how you basically insert a chart. Now you could do it. You could do it another way. We could go to insert and then chart, and then from this page, you pick the kind of chart you want. Maybe we want this kind of a stacked line series. So I'd click that and I click OK. Well, and it just added on top. Well, you can paste this into this little box here and put your data in that way, or you can even edit the data in Excel. But I like having it in Excel, and that way I can just give it to you, which works better. So I'm gonna just close that and actually get rid of that chart. I'm just gonna Control Z that out. But you can see we've got a lot of plot area options here too. So you can change a lot of how you handle your chart elements here. So I want to make those lines a little heavier, I think. So let's see if we can do that. I'm going to actually click on one of the lines. There we go, line. So I can up the width on this one. Let's make that a good 4.5. So I'm just clicking on each of the lines here. That was 4.5. And you can control select if you want to, I believe. I think you can control select. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm just making those bigger. You can play around with this however you have to. I mean, obviously you don't have to do it exactly the same way that I'm doing it. But you can mess with things like that. Lots and lots of stuff, lots and lots of options, and all kinds of stuff on your bar that you can play around with. But we're going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and insert a new slide, and we're going to make this a title and content slide. My title here is going to be highlights. And I'm trying to watch the time and keep the video short. So we're going to do some smart art. Smart art is probably the coolest thing in the coolest program of Microsoft Office. We're going to play with some very fun stuff today. So we're going to go into smart art, and we're going to start out with something pretty basic. We're going to go, I think it's a list, and basically what I'm looking for is, what am I looking for? Yeah, I think it's a list. I'm trying to find the one that I was using before. The one that I was using before, hang on. Alright, I found it. It's called a horizontal bullet list. Okay, so I'm just going to insert that, and it will automatically pop in right where the content is here, whether you go to insert, smart art, or whether you click the little button for the content. So smart art is very cool because it pops up with these automatic outline. Now, remember our catchphrase that you don't really have to remember, but I like saying it: hierarchical taxonomy. So this is an outline. So we're basically going to be able to put hierarchical taxonomies into an outline form. It's going to be really easy. I'm actually copying off one that I messed around with earlier. So let me get that pulled up here. So we're going to say one of our highlights was the Jamocha bones. Now, watch how that coolly auto-formats so it fits the text inside the space. I'm going to click in the next one, and I'm going to say this was introduced in the second quarter because it didn't have any sales in the first quarter. So obviously it wasn't, it didn't exist in the first quarter. So it's the most improved seller this year. Yeah, it started out at 0. Okay, another highlight. The Chow Owls. Sounds painful. And they're losing share to the Jamocha bones because if you pay attention to the chart, they were going down as the Jamocha bones were coming up. Yeah, that sounds painful. Okay, and we still have our strong sellers, which honestly probably keep the company running. The pork pieces and the cow cuts. Okay, so we just added some quick highlights here. Let's add a new page. I'm going to go to the home. Come on. Okay. I'm not sure why it's not letting me change ribbons. Hang on. Okay, that was very weird, but I got it back. Okay, so we got a new one here. We're going to change the layout to blank for this one. And we are going to go to Insert, Smart Art. And I want this one to be, I think it's from, yeah, I think it's from office.com. So if you scroll down to office.com, this is the picture organization chart. I'm going to insert this here. Now, this is very cool the way that this works. All right. So if I were here, I can click on this and load a picture. So you can just stick a dog bone or whatever in there, and I'll put dog bone. Now, if you're doing an organizational chart, you'd have pictures of people. So you could put people's pictures in there. You can, do whatever you want to. Do one of your family, how your family works, whatever. So we're going to do one for the dog bones company here. And I'm just going to put in some stuff real quick. Now notice how it auto resizes that and resizes everything else. That makes it look really cool. We'll make that quality assurance and then go down here. Again, it automatically resizes to make everything fit. That's cool. And then now watch. You can hit enter. It automatically adds another element. I'm just going to make this a little bit bigger so that these don't resize quite as bad. There we go. But it still auto resizes everything to make it fit. And this one is the exotic department. Okay, now we're going to add some sub-levels to each one of these. So under the animal meat department, we're going to add, so I just hit enter and I hit tab and that indents it, and we've got a sub box under the animal meat department. We've got the pork pieces department or sub department or whatever, and the cow cuts. Under the coffee flavor department, we've only got the, now watch how I have it there, and then I hit tab and it makes it a sub element. Very cool how this automatically rearranges everything. And this is the Chow Ouches and the, who would name a dog treat boring flavors? That must have been a late night thought of mine. Apparently bitter bites fall under exotic. So you can see how that automatically rearranged everything, and I can rescale stuff and whatever, and it just works really coolly. And I can maximize and minimize this little thing there. So, okay, next very cool thing. I'm gonna go new slide, and we're gonna insert another smart art. I think you guys will like this one. This is another, where is that? I want to say it's a relationship. Yep. This looks right. Yes, it's a balance. So go ahead and insert a balance. Yeah, see, it's kind of lopsided. So let's expand here and then start going. We're going to have normal treats, and on this side, exotic treats. Now, see how it's balanced there? What happens if I enter again? Ooh, it adjusts the balance. One more time, it bends the other way. How about we back up? Isn't that cool how that automatically does it? So our normal treats real quick. Pork pieces, cow cuts, exotic treats, jamocha bones, bitter bites. Whoops, I hit enter one more time. See how this last one's got a red X on it? That one won't show because this will hold maximum 4 objects. So if I backspace that up, we're good. The chow ouches and boring flavors. Okay, let's do something else cool with this. I am going to go up here and we'll do a smart art style. And let's do something in 3D. Let's do something very 3D. Let's do that. That's cool. I like it. All right, moving right along. Something else I want you guys to be able to do. We're going to do a new slide. We haven't talked about inserting equations yet. Equations exist in a whole bunch of programs in Microsoft Office. I think all of them. So we're going to insert a really quick, let's do a quadratic formula. A quadratic equation. I'm just going to make that bigger and highlight that whole thing. See if I can. Yep. And I'm just going to use the font size to increase it. So I just created a formula. Now, this is a display formula. It does not calculate stuff like in Excel. So if I wanted to say 3, I'd have to actually work this out, and I haven't taken the time to make that work, but hey, it's a quadratic equation. You can solve for it if you want. I also want to talk about real quick how to insert a photo album. Now, when you click Insert and then Photo Album and then New Photo Album, you click File from Disk, and I'm just going to select all of these. This is going to create a new PowerPoint with these in it. So you can do a lot of adjusting in here, and it works really, really well. You can move things around. It works really well. You can increase and decrease contrast. All kinds of stuff right from this insert photo gallery. So that gives you a lot of control if you're working with a lot of pictures to move through them fast. You have a lot of options here. You can do 2 pictures per slide. You can do 1 picture per slide. You can put frames around it. I'll set a theme automatically, but I'm just going to hit create real quick, and this is just going to create a bunch of pictures on a blank PowerPoint. Now, here's how to move slides between PowerPoints, and watch, something cool is going to happen again. I'm just going to drag them over here. It automatically themes them with the destination theme. Again, you have all of these paste options, so oh, that's from my chart a while ago. There you go. So if I was to, copy this slide, you've got paste options down here of what you want to use. So that's really easy, and it automatically includes all these pictures for you. Very simple. Alrighty. That is most of what you have to do to create the PowerPoint, but there's a couple more things I want to show you. One of them is notes. So if you click on notes, notes pops up and you can add notes. So if you're presenting this and you want to write notes on, like this is the jamocha bones product, without putting that on the slide, just so you as a presenter can see it, or you can put that on your handouts. Did you know PowerPoint can do handouts? It's not very much used, but it is a very cool feature. So go ahead and add a note somewhere. You can toggle it on and off here. You can also go to View and then Outline View, and this lets you put in some more cool stuff. You can give headers. Again, when you see outline, you think of hierarchical taxonomy and stuff like that. So lots of stuff you can do there. Now, go to File and then Export. And this didn't work on my computer, so I don't know if it'll work on yours or not. But if you go to File and then Export, you can go to Create Handouts, and it'll automatically try to create a Word document. Now this doesn't work on my computer because it says it can't write to Word, but it may work on your computer. So something worth giving a try. The other thing you can do is you can just print them. Now if you go to Print, it looks like it's going to print the slides, right? Well, if you click on this full page slides, it'll let you switch to Handouts. Now Handouts have the date, the slide picture, it's got a lot of other options that you can use too. But now if I go to the slide I just created the notes on, let's see, I think it was that one. You actually won't see the notes here, but you can set it to show the notes in the handouts. You can do that through this handouts master. It's fairly easy to do, I think. Not that I've tried doing it actually today, but it can be done. A couple other cool options. This is some things in 2013. You can actually export it to a video, which is pretty cool. So if you just if you want to create a slideshow video like we were doing last week, but without really thinking about anything, it's very simple to just go in here, do create video, spend 7 seconds on each slide, create video, and you're done. You can also package presentation for a CD. This also works good for like a flash drive, and it'll import any embedded item. So like for this presentation, it would import your Excel file because it's linked to that. Just a couple other cool things that you can do. I think I'm about out of time for my video, but did want to show you just a couple other options while you're playing through your views page. You can actually go in and change your notes things here. We talked about slide sorter and stuff before, I know. So yeah, okay, mess around with it, have fun. There's a lot of really cool stuff in that smart art section, so play around with it and enjoy your 3D auto calculating balances. Have a good week.